What's up, Comic Speed fans? My name is Alex Liu. I'm the new media editor over The Beat, and with me,
Heidi MacDonald, editor-in-chief, Beat, woman at Comic-Con.
The Beat herself, at Comics Ace.
It is Sunday at Comic-Con.
What day is it?
Sunday.
July 21st.
I have been here for 6 years, and I'm here. I'm standing.
Multiple lifetimes have passed.
So, why is it? Does time expands and then contracts? It's like one of those slow-mo videos that you make on your iPhone. You know how it's like roar, and then it's like...
Yeah.
That's how Comic-Con is, right?
Right, exactly. Our entertainment editor, Hannah, was showing me a video of a line for Legos, and for just miles and miles and miles, it was just people moving in fast motion. But
Yeah.
you knew that in reality, the line was only going one person every couple of hours.
Wow.
The crazy thing was that on Friday of the con, it felt like day 10.
Right.
But now that we're finally here on Sunday, I'm kind of like, I'm both dead tired and I kind of don't want it to end.
You know, it is like a Chris Ware comic. It is really like, it's about the memory and time and how it expands and contracts. And this is, my 35th, 34th, I don't know. I'd have to sit down and remember it. But, and I think they started coming here in 91. So that would be a good solid 28 years that it's been here at this convention center. And I come and we think about this all year. And then I get here, and it's as if this time portal opened, and now I'm back in this place and in this time, and this where we are always here. And then when I leave, it's like the portal has closed, and I go back to the real world.
Do you see a younger version of yourself walking through these halls right behind us now?
Well, yes, I do. Actually, we just had a panel that was like our Friends of Lulu. 25th anniversary, which on the panel emerged, it might not actually be 25, but you know what, close enough. And we had photos of our younger selves 25 years ago. And, that's always a little daunting, but, we're all still here. That was, I always remember Madonna one time. It was probably in the early aughts.
Madonna came to con?
Yes, no, she didn't. But she did this thing where she showed a montage of the videos of all of her iconic selves, younger selves. And then 25 years later, Madonna came dancing out. And I said, man, that takes chutzpah. It takes fucking chutzpah and confidence in yourself to compare yourself to your 25 years ago self and still be not cringing. And so she's my icon.
Sure.
Be great if she came, though, wouldn't it, Alex?
It would be, honestly. I mean, she fit right in. I know. She's super into Death Note, I thought. She did that one video way back when with like her dressed as Mello from the show.
That's right. So what else impressed you about this year? Fourth con?
Yes.
Yeah. What impressed you, Alex?
As usual, I'm a big fan of Marvel. I like my Marvel movies. For better or for worse, Marvel Hall H was definitely the highlight of my general con attendee experience.
I would have to say that this Comic-Con did roll out pretty much as expected, okay? Like, I knew that getting into that panel would be a little bit of a challenge. Mm-hmm. And indeed, I was sitting in the back row, so I didn't have the spectacular view that Hannah and Kyle did in the second row. And I mean, which I don't know if I could have stood. I could not have withstood. But I didn't get in. But I knew that would be amazing. I knew that was all anyone would talk about. And I knew that on this day this would happen, and that day that would happen. We had our party, which was really, thanks to everybody who put it together. It was a really great party. Mm-hmm. But so kind of I was like, I know on Tuesday, on Thursday I'm going to be here, and this is going to happen. So kind of things rolled out as I foresaw them, except for last night, the wonderful, magical thing that happens at Comic-Con happened. And that was, it turned out a friend of mine, who I will remain nameless, that his cousin is an oncologist and owns a yacht, which is moored, its permanent mooring is right behind the Marriott Hotel. And it emerged that people were going and going on this yacht and hanging out. And I got in onto this yacht, and a whole bunch of my friends were there, and we drank beer and ate cheese and looked at, so I ended my Saturday night.
See, you are a superstar. This is the status that comes to you for having such an illustrious career.
Well, but you know what? I've always found this is really important. You must be nice to everyone, because it's, my friend whose cousin owns the yacht he is a legend in his own right, and you know who you are, my friend. You know who you are. Thank you. Big ups. He's not a superstar of comics. He's not a household name. But just be nice to everyone. That's kind of what it comes down to. What do you think of the people here, though, Alex? What do you think of
Of the attendees?
Yeah,
in the general sense?
the general sense, yeah.
I mean, the reason why I love coming to Comic-Con is the same reason why I spent a lot of time when I first got to New York City, like just going to Times Square and hanging out. Like, I don't want anything to do with actual Times Square culture.
But you like crowds, I see.
I love being around crowds, because crowds, when they're excited to be somewhere, when they're excited to hang out and do things that they love, they bring an energy to the room that, like, I feed off of. And at Comic-Con specifically, I love the crowds here because I know that wherever I go, I'm going to meet someone who's into the same stuff that I'm into.
Right.
And, as nerds, we can say that that's not always been the case, so that's more common now.
Right. That's actually a beautiful way of putting it, Alex. And, someone last night, we were talking about just, how everybody complains about Comic-Con but love it. And he said, it's just too much, but I love it. Mm-hmm. And that's it. It's like, I think this is why Alex and I are collaborators on the beat, I think, and why you took to my style on the beat and why you're the new media editor doing it, because you like crowds and you like that same kind of synergy of having more people together. On our Friends of Lulu panel, Liz Schiller, who was kind of the activist organizer of the organization, and she still works at as organizational nonprofits, and she said, the big takeaway is if you want to make change, do it together. Mm. And I think that's kind of like the political message, of course, but sure. I think that's kind of the larger message at Comic-Con too. It's like to change this world from comics being a misunderstood, reviled medium to being something that's just so huge and overwhelming, was people changing it together.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a lot of scuttlebutt coming into the show about how much quieter things felt.
Right.
It's clear that the comic book industry is going through a bit of a transitionary period at the moment.
And so is Hollywood. Big up, so is Hollywood.
Yes.
Like, that's a bigger issue for here. But anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
The point being that everyone had this sense of worry coming into the show, but I feel like once we got here, we sort of realized, a lot of that worry comes from the fact that none of us ever really get to see one another until these
that's
shows.
True.
So we spend all our time in our rooms just ruminating about what would happen if the worst thing possible happened.
Right. Yeah.
And then you're here though, and you realize that honestly, this is the best thing that could possibly happen. Look how many people are here. Honestly, you just want to pan around the crowd and break the fourth wall. This is just a dream come true for me as someone who grew up reading these books and who now is on the other side talking about them with the people who make them.
There is a certain home feeling that I get when I'm here, and despite the I belong here. You know what, Alex? I belong here. I belong when I cross over that time stream and I enter this world. It's where I know that I belong. And I never really thought of it that way before, but that's kind of the way it is. And
in no multiverse is there a Heidi MacDonald who is not at San Diego.
Right, that's right. Well, this is Earth like it's SOS for tired. What's been your big survival tip this year?
My survival tip this year?
Yeah.
Well, I learned this my first year because I was lucky enough to stay at the Marriott Marquis, but there really is something very, very special to be said for being located at a hotel where you can go and take a nap in the middle of the show. I tend to wear out somewhere around the mid-afternoon. I've always been a big advocate for the American siesta, which does not actually exist but should. And being able to do that during the middle of the show means that you can do the thing with all the crowds in the morning, get your energy back, and then get ready for everything that happens at night, because there's so much to do here. No one can do everything, but you want to do as much as possible, I think.
Right, yeah.
What about you?
Well, yes, I think the energy conservation is important, and the napping is also very key. I agree. My thing is a big breakfast. We were actually talking about the breakfast, varying breakfast strategies before we came on here, and I do believe in the big hearty breakfast, with big dose of protein. Of course, coffee.
Sure.
Just get enough coffee and hydration. It really. And days I wasn't hydrated, it becomes a real slog towards the end of the day. So, I think the thing also is don't try to do everything, because you'll just get FOMO so bad. And I think over the years, that's just my maturity of, being the age I am. It's like when I was a kid, it's like, I didn't get to have and I, be upset about it. I didn't like, if only I'd gone to the blah blah. And now I'm just like, I wanted to go see Pokemon, which is right over there. Like if I could, as the crow flies, I would just be there in like 5 minutes, if that, as a crow. But in human walking time, it's probably more like a half an hour, and I'm not going to make it back.
You're not going to do it there today?
No, I don't have a window that's going to work, I don't think. So
Heidi.
I know. Did you do it? Did you go to the Pokemon Rain City?
I'm not much of an activation person, to be quite honest.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, that's part of the magic, is seeing these worlds come alive and see, the artistry of it. So I don't know, maybe I might race over, but I have that, or I can go but use my gift certificate at my favorite store, and I only have an hour to do that. So, it's decisions. It's important decisions.
You make your choices. My choice is to go stand in line for Hasbro so I can get my Magic exclusive.
Okay, you know what? That's very, very important. So anyway, what was the big news of? Well, okay, we know it was Marvel.
What was the big comics news of Comic-Con?
Right, was the big comics news of Comic-Con?
I mean, we had the X-Men announcement.
Right.
We had a whole new lineup.
Well, I haven't had a chance to read the site, so I'm not as up to date as I could be.
Sure.
I haven't really heard people talking about, but I think I heard more people talking about X-Men, and I think it's also because that Marvel announced their stuff at the show, whereas DC did it before the show. So
right.
There was more buzz previously about DC.
That's true.
Yeah. I did hear some indie news that was kind of exciting.
Scott Snyder and Charles Soule are co-writing an image book, which is very exciting.
Yeah. I know what the big news was. And the big news, I've been talking about this all along. The big news was that NPD Bookscan is teaming up with Comic Hub, a retailer TOS system for sales figures. This is huge. This is a game changer.
What is the proliferation of Comic Hub in the market? Like how many comic stores
I
is it?
believe that it might be around 100. It's not hundreds and hundreds, but you know what, Alex? Even if you have only 100 stores participating to begin with that are giving you accurate sell-through data,
sure.
There is no accurate sell-through data for comic shops now at all.
No, right.
And this is the game changer. This is actually, mark my words here, this is the thing that is going to lead us into the next era of comics.
Oh, the direct market specifically. I
Yeah.
think, right?
Well, yes, but as it impacts, what's sold in stores and everywhere, is like what the product, because having publishers suddenly beholden to products that people buy and read, it's very big.
Sure.
And it changed the record industry, it changed the TV, it changes all industries. And if this is truly coming to the comics industry, it's a total game changer. So that's the big news.
I mean, you got to get them on board first, though.
Yeah. Well,
100 is good, but we got what, like over 1,000 accounts? 2,000?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Always more to come, right? As you
there is always more to come. So I guess that's it.
Yeah.
We're signing off here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us all weekend long for coverage we're doing. We're going to be having a lot more San Diego coverage coming out after the show.
Right.
We have all these junkets that we're getting ready to edit and put up on the site. We have videos of comics creators such as Marissa Louise and Kieran Gillen going up as well, Aaron Campbell, Pornstack Pichachet. We've got a variety of fantastic content. I'm clearly very tired, so I need to go take a nap right now.
And please subscribe. If you are watching this on our YouTube channel, just like this is what the professionals do. Have you ever noticed? They go, please subscribe, down there, and make sure you like us over here.
I know,
right?
I've been telling comics creators to do this all the time, and they keep flubbing up our line because I keep telling them to say this. You got to say, look, you got to like this video, you got to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content, you got to comment on the video and tell us exactly what you want to see, because we want to make the stuff that you want to watch.
Yeah.
I have ideas, but I want your ideas too.
We listen to our audience.
Absolutely. As Heidi responds to the commenters on our website will tell you.
Yes, I do. Well,
until then though,
we're just getting started.